All right, so how do we determine what is the most effective sentence? And what makes one answer choice better than another? Well, it's not based on the way they're dressed, that's for sure. It's definitely more objective and concrete than that. In fact, there are three specific factors that make a sentence effective in the eyes of SAT test makers, and here they are. In the order of importance, 1. Grammatical correctness, 2. Clarity, and 3. Conciseness. Okay, as I go through these three factors, I definitely want you jotting down notes. The most important factor is grammatical correctness. This means that the sentence must follow the standard rules and conventions of written English. These are all the rules that you learn in school. You know, all those grammar rules like a sentence can't be a run-on. A sentence must not be a fragment. It must have a subject and a verb. And the verbs must match. Come on, you know the drill. I know you've heard these all before. Grammatical correctness is beyond a doubt the most important factor. It is the linchpin of the writing section and the big granddaddy factor here. It is the main thing they're testing you on. In fact, it's only when there are more than one answer choice that is grammatically correct that you then weigh in the other two factors as well. The second most important factor is clarity. Clarity means the ease and logical structure of the sentence. You know those sentences that after you read them you kind of go, huh? What does that mean? Well, if you're confused, then probably so are we. We want to avoid those sentence types on the SAT. The best sentence version is always going to be clear in meaning. Let's take a look at this example. The father and son went on a camping trip together, even though he wasn't feeling well. Did you read that and go, huh? 'Cause I did. I mean, who's not feeling well? Is it the father or the son? It beats me because this sentence is unclear and therefore it's incorrect. A correct way to write the sentence would be, the father and son went on a camping trip even though the father wasn't feeling well. By replacing he with the father, you can now tell who wasn't feeling well. And that makes the sentence a lot more clear and a lot more right. Conciseness is the third factor. Conciseness means straightforward and short sentences. Concise sentences are the ones that use the fewest words to convey the same meaning. So yes, boys and girls, size does matter, and smaller is always better. Why? Let's consider this parallel scenario. Say you don't have an iPod, but you really want one, and you know that it does almost the same thing as the big bulky CD player you already got for Christmas, which is ultimately, they both just play music. But the iPod is so small and, gosh darn it, it's so pretty. So, does that make the iPod better? Does small really mean better? Yes, kids, it does. The same goes for the SAT. If two sentences say the same thing, then yes, smaller is always better. Okay, jot this down. Here's a little review. Grammar is the most important factor, but clarity and conciseness matter too. There is more than one answer choice that can be grammatically correct. If this is the case, then you would have to consider clarity and conciseness as well. This leads us perfectly into our first strategy for improving sentence questions. So are you ready for our first SAT strategy? I hope you are, because this is where the magic happens, kids. This strategy is to always consider the two shortest answers first. Why? Because it has a higher chance of being the right answer. The majority of the time. One of the two versions will be the correct answer. Yes, that's right. The majority of the time, one of the two shortest answer choices will be correct. In fact, if you didn't know anything else about the sentence and you always bubbled in one of the two shortest answer choices, you would get more points than if you guessed randomly. So by heading first to the concise answer choices, you can save yourself some time and also avoid being sidetracked by some sneaky, long, and incorrect answer choices. For example, let's take a look at this question. I'll give you 1 minute to answer it. Remember to consider the two shortest answer choices first. Oh, and look, they have arrows next to them just to help you. Did you get your answer yet? Great, because now let's go over the question together. Jesse asked Elise to go to the dance with him. This surprised Mike because he thought Jesse would ask Christina. This sentence is a run-on sentence, and since we know that the original sentence is incorrect, we can immediately cross off answer choice A. Ta-da! And then there was only 4. Now let's consider the two most concise answer choices, answer choice C and D. Both C and D correct the run-on sentence. However, answer choice D uses surprises, which is a present tense verb. This doesn't really make sense though, given that the original sentence uses past tense verbs like asked and thought. Answer choice C, however, does a great job correcting the run-on and still matching tenses. But before we can circle answer choice C as the correct answer, we must look at the other answer choices quickly as well. Quickly looking over the other answer choices, we see that none of the other answer choices correct the run-on sentence. Therefore, answer choice C is the correct answer. Now let's take a look at a second question using the same strategy. I'll give you another minute. Are you done? Okay, well let's go over the answer together. A cure for AIDS, scientists believe, may be found within the next century. So I just read that to myself and the sentence already sounds pretty good. But we still have to look at every single answer choice. You never know when there's going to be a better answer out there. So let's use our strategy and look at the two shortest answer choices, which conveniently have blue arrows next to them, answer choice A and answer choice B. Since answer choice A, however, is a repeat of the original sentence, we can skip reading that again and head directly to answer choice B. Answer choice B says, a cure for AIDS, scientists believe, they may be found within the next century. Okay, this is now a run-on sentence. We just took a good sentence and stuck an extra they in it, which makes it a run-on. So that won't work. Now let's move on to the other answer choices. Answer choice C and D are grammatically incorrect because they are incomplete sentences. Incomplete sentences don't have a subject and a verb. They're the same as sentence fragments. Now let's look at answer choice E. A cure for AIDS, which some scientists believe, may be found within the next century. This sentence is grammatically correct. However, it conveys the same message as answer choice A, but it's more wordy and less concise. Therefore, answer choice A is the best answer.